Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's a good one, and one you may not have seen on any other Airsoft YouTube channel as of yet. At least I haven't seen it. But you've probably seen from the title, and this is the big reason that I'm very excited. And I think you guys should be excited too, because it is something that has been a bit elusive in terms of people getting any information about this thing, and actually seeing any content about it is very, very hard to find. The reason I know that is because I saw it was coming out, tried to kind of get some information before I bought one, really couldn't find any. This company, Toxicant, I've seen a lot of stuff around about how good their products are. This has been previous generations, and this is brand new. So I think I literally probably got one of the first ones. Toxicant, who is a company, I believe, based in Hong Kong, they produce replicas, mainly of the SIG MCX line. SIG, do they do an MPX? No, I think it's the SIG MCX, the Spear LT, this, which is the XM5 or NGSW XM5, and they do very, very good quality replicas. However, they use SIG branding, even though technically they do not have the license to do it. So to try and get one into the US is very, very difficult because customs will often stop them, and the company Toxicant themselves won't ship to the US for that reason. So I managed to find this one on 6mm.com, that's SIXMM.com, and the reason this has caused such a buzz is the price point. Now, I think this is probably the most expensive replica that I've ever bought, in terms of out of the box anyway. This thing was $1,600. So that's $1,600 for a gas blowback replica, and it hopefully is worth it. Now, I had a quick look at this last night. I got on a flight back from London, and I couldn't wait. I was like, I need to film an unboxing for you guys to show it. So I had a quick look at this. One thing that I would say, for $1,600, you're paying a lot of money, but it is a replica no one else does. It's a replica of what the current US forces now are going to be moving on to, the Sig Sauer. It's actually an XM7 is the version that they have. This is the XM5, which basically is the same rifle. It's just that they changed the name because there was an issue with M5 being a trademark dispute. And the other thing I think they did actually is remove the forward assist. But this thing is something that I've absolutely adored the look of. You obviously go and you watch videos, you know, like Garand Thumb's kind of review videos, and you may well have seen that they've done some views on this. I'll give some more background anyway, because I just want to talk through what this is. So I opened the box, got it in last night. I've seen with other Toxicant products in the past, they've come in like a plastic proper gun case kind of box. This has not done that. Now, it's got the Toxicant box on branding on here. It seems pretty well packaged, i.e. there's a lot of foam in here. They've kind of gone the extra mile, it seems, in putting this card, this branded card, and then cutouts on top of it. But it's not coming with extra, you know, frills. And I did think that maybe for $1,600, being the most expensive one that they've ever done, that might be the case. Now, one thing that is great with this is, for $1,600, you're getting 4 mags, 2 gas mags, and 2 CO2 mags. So that does cut down the cost a bit. I think they're about $75 per mag, and that's the kind of standard cost. So obviously with that, you know, you're looking at like $300 worth of mags just in the box, where you normally just get, you know, $75 worth. And this is it. Now, little bit of an issue that I had. Last night I came in and I unboxed it and I was like, wow, this thing is awesome. Like, this looks a little bit different to what I was expecting. Now, they make a few different models. The model that I actually ordered was like the shorty version, the XM5 9-inch, which this is, but it was their Mark 18 equivalent. Garand Thumb did a video on it. Again, that's why I fell in love with it. And I ordered that model. Now, this is the same length and very similar looking, but this is actually their 9-inch. And that comes with a different flash hider. The rail system's different. So as soon as I got it, I was like, there's something off on this. And I emailed 6mm straight away, and I haven't heard back from them yet. And I said, hey, this isn't the right model. You've sent me the 9-inch model instead of the Mark 18 9-inch. And so I'm hoping that they're going to reply soon. So what is probably going to happen, or I'm hoping is going to happen, is I'm actually going to return this to them and get the one that I have ordered, because I really want that model. It's not like, oh, I can make do with this. That's the one that I really wanted, and that's the reason that I went for it and spent that much money. So what I can't do with this is use it, or I can't kind of show you guys in detail the functionality as much. but I can give you guys obviously an idea, now I've got it, of what it looks like, what the finish is like, what the mags are like, which I was asking a lot of questions about. So hopefully that's some value to you guys. And when mine actually arrives, the one that I've ordered, which I'm hoping will happen, I can kind of go through that and do the function tests more on that. But to give you guys just an overview, I literally only had very quick look at it last night. I'll do a kind of slow pan for you. The finish and the quality of it is really, really good. You can see here that it's obviously got that, you know, copied rail. This I found quite interesting. Now they've got the Toxicant, you know, like their branding little pad on here. I think though, looking at it, it's something that you can pop up and remove. So I think that there's going to be regular SIG branding under there, at least I hope so, because it's not like that's etched into the actual body, and it would make sense them covering up some of the logos. However, you have your SIG Sauer branding on there. Other side, you have got an unbelievable amount of SIG branding, SIG Spear. This is really cool because obviously you've got the laser etch markings here. This has kind of got your like barcode, QR code thing. Not barcode, QR code. It's got all the right branding here. Quality and finish of it is awesome. I have to say, like, the actual feel of it is really, really good. It's actually quite a light rifle. I would say in comparison, and I'll show you guys in a second, I've got my Spear LT from APFG, VFC. This I would say is lighter. It does feel like the handguard is a lot taller. I don't know if I can give you guys like a kind of, it's more of that egg shape, kind of like the SIG Sauer grip. My plan as well is I've got a full build out plan for this, and that's why when I got this last night, I was a little bit upset because I was like, oh wait, I've got all these parts arriving and I can't start putting parts on this thing because I'm returning it. Now, the one thing that I think is very different and very cool with this is, and if you don't know about the XM5 or the XM7, this thing right here. What is that, I hear you say? Well, this actually is a charging handle. So I can rack the bolt with this as well. And actually, instead of just using my charging handle, which does that, I can use this and rack it. And you can see through there, like my hand is on the other side there, but it has that functionality. Trigger, I'm actually not that impressed by. It's kind of got a bit of give there, and it's got a break. I mean, it's a good trigger, I think. I haven't obviously tried it with the actual gas mag properly, but compared to my Spear LT APFG, I prefer that trigger in terms of the feel a lot. One thing I did read, and I thought was the case, is that this would come with the Toxicant trigger box that actually you can adjust and you can do different things with. I don't think that that's the case. I need to double check it, but I bought that trigger box. It's about a $270 trigger box to put into my MWS. It's an incredible trigger, and they pre-tune it so that actually when you pull the trigger, it's amazing, and it actually is just a really good break, and it's got no take up. This thing has got that take up, and it's a little bit sloppy, and then it's got a definitive break. It is very cool being able to do that. I mean, it's a good trigger. I'm not going to say it's a bad trigger because it's a good trigger, but it's definitely not my favorite trigger that I've picked up in the last 6 months for sure. This is stuff that it doesn't have. So this is the reason with my one that's coming, hopefully, the Mark 18 version. It doesn't have these cuts. It's actually got M-lock there. It doesn't have these. It's got a kind of like more squared off, I think smaller kind of profile handrail. Doesn't have the QD mount points in it. I mean, this does look very cool, but it doesn't look different enough like that Mark 18 Shorty does. And if you want to go and have a look at what that looks like or feels like, go and have a look at that Garand Thumb video, because that's how I fell in love, and you probably will too. So the difference as well with this one is a lot of the other Toxicants, they don't come with the stock, they don't come with a hop rubber, and they don't come with an inner barrel. This doesn't come with an inner barrel, apparently. I haven't gone through to check that out yet, but you need to buy your own inner barrel to put in here. I've ordered them, and I've got inner barrels that have arrived. However, I can't put them into this because I'm going to be returning it, or I'm hoping that I'm returning it. So that's annoying, but that is something you're going to have to buy to do it. One other thing they didn't come with is the stock. Now, this one does come with the stock, and it's not my favorite stock. I haven't obviously put this on yet, and I will maybe very gently attach it so that you guys can see what this is like. But that is the stock right here. and it's an adjustable. So again, I don't want to damage this because technically it's not going to be mine. It's got a very cool stock tube here, and it's that folding kind of similar style to the regular Spear LT's. Spear LT's, what is it called, mount here. So you attach that onto the Picatinny at the back and I can mount it. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly just put it on there very gently so I don't scratch any of the paint, just so that you guys can get an actual look of what it is like, because I feel like that's a big value. Again, guys, I hope this video is good for you, and please do let me know if there are specific questions. I will hopefully be sending this back very soon and getting the other one, but I will take some shorts of it and just show you what it is like close up. And if you have any questions, because there is literally almost no information on this thing from what I've found anyway. So I'm hoping that this is one of those first videos. If you guys would like to know more about it, it will be amazing if you could like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot of this in 2025. Happy New Year, by the way. It is the 2nd of January right now. Okay, so I think that I'll be able to slide this on. Again, I'm going to do this very, very gently. Okay, so there we are. And also, guys, let me know if you would prefer this version over that Mark 18. Because I think it is a mixed bag where some people probably will be like, hey, I like the classic more. I believe in the other ones they do is a 14-inch and a 16-inch. And then there's like a 20-inch, which to me is a bit ridiculous. But I think the 14-inch is going to be the stock. So that is what this thing looks like. I mean, it looks really, really cool. So you've got the adjustable SIG trademarks on the stock here. There's that little pull through. You have a QD mount. This is really cool as well. Dual-sided QDs here for your sling. Dual ambidextrous controls. This forward assist, I believe, isn't functional. And that's the one thing on the XM5 this exists. When they actually did the contract for the US military, I believe they removed this. They thought it kind of didn't need to be there. I don't think it actually made much weight difference. But they kind of decided to remove it. But the big difference with these are these. Now, this is a completely different round that they actually made for this actual platform. So it's not your regular 5.56 NATO round. And so these magazines are completely proprietary. I think from reading on Toxicant's website, they said that they actually take MWS magazine parts. So I presume the valves are the same. And kind of feed lips, etc. Let me try and get that to focus for you. But this is, let me cover my face, that's how it helps. But this is a very, very cool looking mag. I don't normally like this fake round situation that you see quite a lot. I think it's actually done very well on this, where you can actually kind of get an idea there are rounds are in there, but it's not like it looks super fake like some of it does. This is quite weird at the bottom. It's kind of got a base plate. But the one cool thing on the bolt, or not the one cool thing, but one of the cool things on the bolt is you have this 6.5 by 51. So 6.8, sorry, by 51. This is the new round caliber, so it's a larger round. You have your forward bolt release right here, as well as your standard one on the back. So that's going to release the bolt, so I'll show you that there. Bolt's kind of big, and I expect that's probably because it's going to be that larger round. So that is kind of where, presumably airsoft-wise, it's going to translate. But these mags are big. They're probably like your M110 kind of DMR style mags in terms of size. So I think that those mag pouches will work, and I just think that looks so cool. I don't know if you guys agree, but it's this like chunky gun with this chunky mag on it. My plan with mine is I'm going to run a Romeo 8T style holographic on there. I've got a Protect box going on, got a flashlight going on. I'm kind of like decking it out in kind of this chunky short range style because it's going to be a Mark 18. I think it would look great on this, but I've just really got my heart set on that as a replica, especially because I've spent so much money on it. So that would be my... that's my idea of what I'm needing to build. I don't really want to mess with this, but I will show you what this looks like with the stock folded. So that's what it looks like folded. It kind of looks the same as I had it before, obviously. You've got your stock there. It locks into place. When I move these, I normally push my thumb down here, and then I'll rotate and click that in. There is some movement in wobble in the stock. I think that's to be expected. And because it's an AR stock, you can change this for what you want. I really like the standard Spear LT stock. So I may well switch to that, but it is going to make the gun, I think, a bit front heavy. This does feel a lot bigger than the Spear LT. So if you guys are looking and you've got the Spear LT already, I think it definitely looks or kind of feels a lot bigger. I'm not sure if I like that yet, but it does feel good. I mean, like, this thing shoulders really well. Another interesting one is this is the hop-up adjustment. So there is a little button right there. Sorry, I need to cover my face. There's a little button right there. You can see with my finger right there. If you push that in, it then allows you to rotate this, which is going to affect the hop-up. It comes with a hop-up rubber. Again, it doesn't come with an inner barrel, so I'm going to change mine to a Flamingo hop rubber. I'm going to put a Prometheus tightwall barrel in. I've got a suppressor coming from Toxicant themselves. As I said, Toxicant won't really send you their replicas, but I think you can contact them, and if you need to get hold of these mags, which I think are going to be very, very difficult to get hold of, then that is something that they will do. You just need to jump through some hoops. I'm not going to run through that now. I'll do it in another video, but that's something to bear in mind, is you can get them from them. And what I think actually is probably one of the most different things about this is it will run on CO2 mags and it will run on green gas mags. And so I think that's probably a testament to how hardy this thing is. One actually downside, I think, is there is some movement between the upper and the lower, and if you can see that there, it feels solid, and I don't know if it's the monolithic rail, and I can't feel any wiggle when I'm holding it other than that. But if I do compress this, I can definitely tell that is happening. And another one that I've also noticed in this short time that I've just been playing with it is because the mags are so straight and big, I normally rock in my AR mags at a slight angle and then bring it round. With this, you kind of have to go straight in. It's look, that's going to catch, so you need to literally go straight in with them, which is fine. I think you get used to it, but it's just something to bear in mind. And obviously, your regular AR mag pouches are probably not going to work with this. Hopefully, this is giving you some kind of idea just of proportions. I'm also going to change this out. I don't really like the Sig Sauer's pistol grips. I'll put a Magpul K2 Plus on there. I'm going to put a riser with my Romeo 8T. I'm probably going to put a little a magnifier with that as well. I mean, this though is very cool. Look here. So that's going to hold that bolt back, release it, it goes into that place. I'm doing it with this, does not move that at all. And so that's the first functionality again that I've seen with this style of replica with the gas blowback. So I think there's a lot of firsts with this. It is like first CO2 and green gas powered thing. In fact, there's another one I need to show you. This is quite odd. So I think you have kind of like a push down button here, and you push it down and then you can remove this base plate. Let me just do it there. Then I can slide this base plate off and then I can fill it with gas. So that's where your green gas valve is right there. So you can fill it in. Then obviously you're going to have to push it back in place. That little button pops up. So it's kind of your standard base plate. But the CO2 mags and the green gas mags, from what I can see, look identical. And I think you're just going to have to basically remove this, put a CO2 capsule into it, and then you can use that as well. So it's kind of good that they're allowing 2 CO2, 2 green gas mags, but also I don't know if I want to run CO2 and green gas side by side, and do I want to try and work out which mag's which mag's got what capacity in it. I suppose I can use it in cold and in hot. You can order more of the mags. I think they're the same value at $75. But that's something it does completely different. Charging handle situation, it does something completely different. I'm actually going to open this up, which may get me in trouble with YouTube, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to show you here the bolt. I had a quick look at this yesterday as well. And there's something that I don't know if I like about this, because I think it could cause some real issues. So this is the bolt, which looks very, very different. It's a kind of like a massive bolt compared to the Spear LT that I've got anyway. It's a big, big bolt. And then these little wheels on here, the like runners, the gliding balls, bearings, they come off. So this will literally just kind of come off. And so if you're not careful and you remove the bolt from this thing, you can very easily just knock the actual balls off, and then if the bearings off, and if you lose one of those, I think that is going to be a real issue. I think that's going to be a real issue. Sorry, let me try and get this in. Sorry, lost you there for a second. I think this is going to be a real issue. You need to just make sure that everything is aligned, because otherwise, or you need to make sure you're keeping an eye on everything. And then that's the trigger box there. And I don't think that is the adjustable trigger box. I mean, it's not the purple tuned one anyway, and it's more your MWS as a Z plate there. So it's going to be, I think, mainly compatible with a lot of MWS parts. But again, I can't tell you that yet because I haven't been able to open it up and play around with it. So that's kind of the overview of this, the XM5 from Toxicant. I'm going to quickly just move this over here. And again, I'm hoping that I won't have this for very long because I'll have my actual model that I'm wanting to use and not just this guy, which is very, very cool, but not the one I want. Here is my Spear LT. So this obviously is a very similar looking piece of kit. This is the 11-inch, so it's a longer barrel than actually this is, but you can just tell the body on these is very, very different, and the actual rail size is different. So I don't know actually which one I would prefer. Let me just give you guys a little side by side. Look at that catch. So that is going to be proportionally, like you can see how much bigger that handguard is there. Like it's wider, it's just kind of bigger to grip. I'm showing my hands there. My thumb isn't meeting on that, whereas it is there, and quite easily. So it's a very different piece of kit, and the body as well is just a lot girthier on this one here. Like the magwell obviously is bigger. It just feels like everything proportionally is a lot bigger. Bolt wise, I actually think this is much more of your standard feeling. Like it's a lot crisper. Like that trigger, see, I absolutely love that trigger. I can't recommend this highly enough, guys. I mean, it is a third of the price. So you could get 3 of these for the same price that you could get one of these XM5s. So, and then the bolt here, it's a lot like hollower sounding. I mean, it still sounds great, and it kind of feels like it is that bigger caliber. It's different, and I think that's what someone's going to pay for when they get this, if you're looking at this saying, I want it. But that is the comparison, the kind of side-by-side on these. I'd love to know any questions you guys have. So that's going to be my quick unboxing video. I will do more in-depth stuff on the XM5, as I said. Hopefully it's not this one, it's the one that I'm waiting for. But if you would like to subscribe to the channel, see more content about this, see some shorts on it, some firing tests, etc., let me know, because it's a very expensive piece of kit. It's very different, and we haven't seen anyone else come out with one yet. I've got a feeling APFG could copy this at some stage. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I will see you very soon on the next video, and have a great day and a great new year wherever you are. Goodbye.